Hello guys, how are you? Well, it's been almost 2 months since I uploaded my last video, which is the jade crop top. Now I'm back and I'll be sharing with you my new pattern, which I called Rein Puff Sleeve top. So this pattern will also be available on my Etsy shop. So if you prefer a written one, then feel free to visit my shop and I will be putting the link on the description box along with the discount code once it's available. Now in making this one, we're gonna start by making 2 bra cups. To start, grab your yarn and make a slip knot. Insert your hook and let's make 2 chains. For row 1, place 3 single crochets on the very first chain. 1, 2, and 3. So when you're done with that, just chain 1 and flip your work. Now for row 2, we will place 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet on the same stitch, which is what we called Suzette stitch. Now to increase, we will place 2 Suzette stitches on this very same stitch. So here's the second Suzette stitch. Then we will skip the next stitch and proceed to the last or the third stitch. So this is the third stitch and we will place 1 single crochet only. Then chain 1 and flip. For row 3, we will make 2 Suzette stitches on the very first stitch. So here's the first one and the second one. Skip again the next stitch or the double crochet stitch and proceed on the single crochet stitch by placing another Suzette stitch. By the way guys, remember that the increases will only be done in the beginning of each row. After this, start another row by chaining 1 and then turn your work. So you're going to repeat this from row 4 until row 19. Feel free to add more rows or decrease if necessary. So I've made the first cup already. Now I'm working on the second cup. So the first cup is composed of 19 rows, while the working cup or the second cup is 20 rows. Now I'm done on the cups. It's about time to join them together. But first, we have to remove the single crochet stitch that we did on the second cup. Then, insert your hook on the last stitch. Insert the hook again on the very first stitch of the first cup. Pull through. And yarn over and pull through too. Do the same process, but first you have to yarn over to make a double crochet stitch. So insert your hook again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. At this point, we will skip 1 stitch and proceed to the Suzette stitches on top of the single crochet stitches. Now for row 21, we are basically repeating the same process as what we did on the previous rows, but at this point we will be decreasing at the middle of each cup. Grab your stitch markers now. So we're going to align from the topmost corner until here. And then put the stitch marker on the double crochet stitch. Do the same thing on the other cup. So we're going to decrease on these 2 Suzette stitches before the stitch marker and on the next 2 after the stitch marker. Okay, here. So the same thing here on the other side. Now I've left 2 Suzette stitches before the marker. So we will be decreasing at this point. Just insert your hook on the single crochet stitch. Insert it again on the next stitch. And on the next. Then pull through all of them. And place another double crochet stitch on that same stitch. Now another decrease after the stitch marker. So insert your hook 3 times on the next 3 stitches. Pull through all of them and then place 1 double crochet on that same stitch. Then place a normal Suzette stitch on top of each single crochet stitches. Again, we will place 1 Suzette stitch on top of the single crochet stitches, and then you will pause when you are 2 Suzette stitches away from the stitch marker. For the bust part, the video suggests you to decrease for 2 consecutive rows, which are rows 21 and 22. However, upon remaking this top, I realized that decreases is better when done on rows 21 and 23. That would be an alternate. Which means for row 22 and 24, we will just simply place 1 Suzette stitch on top of each single crochet stitches. As you can see at this point, the cup with decreases has already started curving. Now, decrease again just like what we did on the other cup. Insert your hook, and then on the next, insert it again on the third, and then pull through all of them. And make another 1 double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, you will skip the stitch or the double crochet stitch here with a stitch marker, and then on the single crochet stitch we will do another decrease. And don't forget to place 1 double crochet one last time, and then continue the rest of the row with a normal Suzette stitch. As you can see, I am putting back the stitch marker because I will be decreasing again for row 22. But as what I told you a while ago, I remade this top and I realized that decreasing is better on rows 21 and 23. So if you can see there later, I will be decreasing on row 22. You can either follow that or continue the decreases on row 23. Okay, so here is row 22. So again, for the last time, let me remind you that on row 22 on this video, I will be decreasing, but you can either follow that or continue with what I suggested earlier, that the decreases will be made on row 23. But of course, don't forget to increase in the beginning of the row. Now when you make another decreases for this row, just simply follow what we did previously. So you can just divide the cup into two and then place a stitch marker at the center. Then make a decrease 2 stitches or 2 Suzette stitches away from the stitch marker. Okay, just like this. And then place 1 double crochet stitch here. And then repeat this after the stitch marker. So insert the hook on the first stitch or stitch, and then insert again on the second and on the third one. Pull through 4, and then 1 double crochet, and then just place a normal Suzette stitch on the next stitches or single crochet stitches until before you reach the stitch marker. And then just decrease again here and here. So this is how it looks like when you decrease on 2 consecutive rows. But it looks better when you decrease on row 21 and 23. Okay, so this time we will just increase in the beginning of the row, but no more decreases. We'll repeat the same process until row 24, and then I'll meet you back when it's done. Okay, now we're at the last stitch of row 24. So we're going to extend now the back part. So after placing the last single crochet, so we will chain 1. And then we will place 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet here. So 1 and 1 double crochet. We are simply making another Suzette stitches, but in a different way. So again, you just chain 1 and then place 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet on that same stitch. So you repeat the process. So we're gonna be making 10 of these. Now I have 10 Suzette stitches. You can actually make more or less than 10 of these. Just make sure that you are not covering the entire back part, because we will still be putting lace at the back or a crisscross lace at the back. So now on the other side, just attach your yarn, and then we are going to extend again by making Suzette stitches. So this is the opposite side of the back part. Just chain 1, and then on that same stitch you place a single crochet and a double crochet, and then just chain 1 again, 1 single crochet on that same stitch and 1 double crochet. So you'll just repeat this for 10 times and you're done. So at this point we are changing our yarn. So it's up to you if you want to change the color. You're just going to attach it on the very first Suzette stitch of this side, and then just chain 1 and then 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet on the first Suzette stitch, and then move to the next one by placing 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. Move again on the next Suzette stitch, 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. So we're just basically making Suzette stitches here again. At this point, for rows 25 to 26, we're going to use the white color yarn, and there will be no more increases nor decreases. Now when you reach this part, you will skip the first stitch and make another single crochet and double crochet stitch on top of a single crochet stitch. So we're basically doing the same process as what we did on the bust area. Now on this part, just repeat what we did on the other side. So we will just place one single crochet and one double crochet on each of these Suzette stitches. Okay, so one single crochet and one double crochet on the next. Okay, and then at the very last stitch, okay, so we have here a last Suzette stitch. So just place one single crochet and chain one. Then flip your work and place one single crochet and one double crochet on each of the single crochet stitches until you reach the end of row 26. So at the very last stitch, we will just simply single crochet and then chain one. Then you can cut your yarn and let's change another color. Just fasten off. Then you can attach the first yarn that you used a while ago. Now, just like what we did on two previous rows, so for rows 27 to 38, we're going to make a Suzette stitch on top of each single crochet stitches except on the last stitch. Okay, and then here at the very last, just single crochet and chain one before flipping your work. Then just do exactly as what you did. Actually guys, when I made this top, it was supposed to look like this with no mesh stitches at the bottom part, but as I go through the pattern, I decided to add some details and to add also sleeves on this top. So for the meantime, we're going to skip the bottom part and go straight to the edges and the back hole. So for the last stitch, or from the last row, you just simply single crochet. So here's the last row, just single crochet and then chain one, single crochet on that same stitch. So we will be focusing now on the back hole. Chain two, skip one stitch, and then single crochet for 4 times on the next stitches. So 2, 3 and 4, and then 2 chains, skip one stitch again, one single crochet on the next 4 stitches, two chains, skip another row. So you will skip this and go straight here for one last single crochet, and then chain one, and on that same stitch place one single crochet. So now we have created the holes for the ribbon lace. Now we're going straight to the edges. So just simply place 2 single crochets on each of the Suzette stitches that we did when we extended this part. So remember, we placed 10 Suzette stitches just to extend the back part. So here on each Suzette stitch, we will place 2 single crochet stitches. And then place 1 single crochet stitches except on the topmost corner, because on the topmost corner we will be placing 3 single crochet stitches on the same stitch. And then continue, place 1 single crochet on each of the stitches. Now let's work on the back holes again. So single crochet on the first stitch, and then 2 chains, skip 1 stitch, and then on the next will be 1 single crochet. Do this for 4 times. So this is the second one, third, and fourth. Okay, and then just chain 2, skip 1 stitch, move to the next, 1 single crochet on the next 4 stitches, then chain 2, skip 1 again, then place single crochet on the next 2 stitches, chain 1 and flip your work. Just place a single crochet on top of the single crochet stitches, and then 2 single crochets on the chain spaces. Again, 1 single crochet on top of the single crochet stitches and 2 single crochets on the chain space. Then to end this part, just slip stitch and chain 1, then you can cut your yarn. Then the opposite side of this part, remember we also placed the back holes there, so kindly place single crochet stitches just like what we did on this part. So now let's proceed to the lace. I decided to attach the lace here so it won't get lost just in case. So just attach it, chain 2, insert your hook on the same stitch, and make a double crochet. Chain 2 again and double crochet on the hole. Chain 2, insert your hook on the hole, and then make a double crochet until you have the length that you desire. So as for this one, you can make 40 to 55 inches long. And then when you're done, just go to the other side and repeat the same process as what you did here. Actually guys, you're almost done when you reach this part. All you need here is a pair of straps. You can actually make this a crop top, but if you wanted to proceed and make a puff sleeve top, then just keep on watching. As you can see now, I placed stitch markers here at the back part. Before you do this, make sure that you have tried it on you. Then attach your yarn, and we will do exactly as what we did on the lace. So chain 3 and then double crochet on the same stitch where you attach the yarn. Chain 2, double crochet on the space, chain 2 and double crochet again. So for this particular top, I did this for 25 times. Then attach it on the stitch where the stitch marker was placed, and then single crochet on the next stitch. Okay, so just to let you know, this is 13 inches away from the stitch marker. So there are 13 stitches here, and then on the 14th, I placed my stitch marker. Then on each hole, we will place 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. On the next, another 2. Just repeat this until you reach the other side. Just continue placing 2 single crochets. By the way guys, this is already round 2. Because row 1 was the straps, and then 1 single crochet stitches on this part. So we're working on the cup. Just continue that until you reach here. And then we will be slip stitching on the very first single crochet of this row. And then for row 3, just place 1 single crochet, then you flatten the top and make sure that this part is aligned on the upper corner of the cup, and then we will place our stitch marker. So for this particular top, I will be placing 20 single crochet stitches. Okay, until here on the stitch marker. Don't forget to put back the stitch marker. And then double crochet on these stitches until you reach the upper corner or the topmost corner of the cup. Again, place 1 double crochet stitches until here. So we're done with the double crochet stitches. Now we're back to placing 1 single crochet stitches here. When you finished the single crochet stitches, just slip stitch on the very first single crochet stitch of this row and then chain 1. Now for row 4, just place a single crochet stitch on each of the stitches until here on the stitch marker, and then we will be increasing on this part. Okay, so just place a double crochet stitch on each of the stitches here. Now we will be increasing on this part, so 1 double crochet and then another 1 double crochet, and then on the third will be 2 double crochets on the same stitch. Again, 1 double crochet on the next 2 stitches and 2 double crochets on the same stitch. Just continue doing this until you reach the end of the double crochet stitches. Just continue the same process until you reach here. Now for the last stitch of our double crochet, we will place 2 double crochets on the same stitch. You can also place a stitch marker here so you won't get confused. And then on the succeeding stitches, we will just place 1 single crochet in each of them. Okay, for the last stitch, 1 single crochet, and then end this row by placing a slip stitch on the very first single crochet of the row. Okay, and then chain 1. So for row 5, we're gonna change our stitch. Instead of 1 single crochet, we'll make it half double crochet for the next 20 stitches until we reach the stitch marker. So again, 20 half double crochets here until the stitch marker. So here's our last half double crochet stitch. We will then proceed to double crochet stitches on top of the double crochet stitch of the previous row. Okay, so I'm done with the double crochet stitches. Now let's proceed to half double crochet stitches on the single crochet stitches of the previous row. Okay guys, so we're going to repeat this process until row 7. So we are on row 5 now. So when you're done on row 5, just repeat exactly as what you did to rows 6 and 7. So just place 1/2 double crochet for 20 times and then 1 double crochet on top of the double crochet stitches, and then after that half double crochet again until you reach the last stitch of the row. Okay, so when you reach row 8, we're gonna be doing Suzette stitches, okay? But we will be modifying a little bit. Now I've done row 7, so I'm already on row 8. As you can see here, I have slip stitch. Okay, so right after that, on the next stitch, I'll be placing 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet instead of a double crochet stitch. Skip 1 and then 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet on the next. Okay, half double crochet and then skip 1 stitch. On the next will be 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet. In normal Suzette stitches guys, we usually place 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet on the same stitch. But this time, we'll be doing 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet until we reach the stitch marker. Now, we're on the stitch marker. So we will place here, this will be the last single crochet and double crochet stitch. Okay, so after this, you will skip 1 stitch. Okay, again, skip 1 stitch. Then proceed to the next. 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. Skip 1 again. Skip 1 stitch. On the next will be 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet, or our Suzette stitch. Just do that until you finish this part, until here, on top of the double crochet stitch. And then we will place one single crochet and 1/2 double crochet on these stitches, just like what we did on the other side. So 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet, but before that, make sure you have skipped 1 stitch and then skip 1 stitch again and continue that until you reach the last stitch of this row. Okay guys, as you can see, we have 1 last stitch here. We are not counting the slip stitch of the previous row, so we will skip them, and then on the very first stitch of this row, we will slip stitch, chain 1, then place 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet on the next stitch. So here on top of the single crochet stitch, we will place 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet. Skip 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet. Okay, do that until here. Okay, now we're reaching the upper portion. So here we placed 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet from the previous row, right? So we will do exactly as what we did. So place 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet on top of the single crochet stitches, and then when you reach this part, 1 single crochet and 1 half double crochet only. So you will repeat that until row 11. Then for rows 12 to 17, just place a normal Suzette stitch on top of the single crochet stitches. Now I'll be showing you what I did on row 18. So on this row, we will be decreasing. We're gonna be making half double crochet stitches here. To begin, place 1 half double crochet on the stitch where you slip stitch from the previous row, and then 1 half double crochet again. Then on the 3rd and 4th stitch, we will be doing 2 half double crochets together. So insert your hook and pull through all of them. 1 half double crochet again. Another 1 half double crochet. And then on the 3rd and 4th, we will be having a half double crochet together. Okay, so you will just repeat this until you reach the end of this row or round. Now to end round 18, just slip stitch on the very first stitch of this round and chain 1. Then place 1 half double crochet on that same stitch until you reach the end of this round. Now when you're at the end, just slip stitch on the very first stitch of this round, round 19, and then chain 1. So you will repeat what you did on this round to round 20. Okay, so you will just simply place 1 half double crochet stitch on each of the stitches and then slip stitch to end or to close the round. For row 21, we will be doing another decreases. So we're gonna have 1 half double crochet for the next 3 stitches, and then half double crochet 2 together on the 4th and 5th stitch. So again, 1 half double crochet for 3 times, and then 2 half double crochets together. So we're gonna do that until we finish the round, and then slip stitch on the very first stitch of this round. Now when you finish this round, proceed to round 22 with 1 half double crochet on each of the stitches, and rounds 23 and 24 with 1 single crochet on each of the stitches. So that ends the sleeve part. When you finish the first sleeve, you can proceed to the next one, to the other side. Just make sure that you start the straps on the wrong side of the bra cup or the top. Okay, so here it is now. Okay guys, we're almost done. Actually, you can wear this top just like this, but if you want, we can add the details just like the mesh stitches, okay, and the 3 lace at the back which holds the sleeves. Now let's begin the bottom part of this top. So we're gonna be making mesh stitches here. Just attach your yarn. Then insert your hook, yarn over, insert your hook again on the next stitch, and then yarn over and pull through 2, make 3 chains, which is considered as 1 double crochet and chain 1, skip 1 stitch and 1 double crochet on the next, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and double crochet on the next, chain 1 again, skip 1 stitch and double crochet on the next, and just repeat the same process until you reach the end of this row. Okay, so here's the last double crochet of this row. Just chain 4. And then 1 double crochet on top of the double crochet stitch of the previous row. Chain 1 again and place 1 double crochet on top of the double crochet stitch. So you will just keep on repeating this until you have 8 rows of mesh stitches. Or you can add more, it depends on you. Okay guys, here is our Rein Puff Sleeve top. I wasn't able to show you or to film the part where I placed the lace, but I had just placed 50 chains there on the 3 holes. So you can add or more chains if you want, it depends on your size. And then here on the lower part, I made puff stitches here. It's composed of 5 double crochet stitches. So I started the row by placing 1 single crochet on the first space. And then on the second space, I placed 5 double crochet stitches. And then on the next space, I placed 1 single crochet and another 1 single crochet on the next space. And then 5 double crochet stitches on the next. So you will just repeat that process until you finish the row. Then you can just simply add an edging on the back part, okay? So here it is. I hope that you like this video, and if you do, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. And by the way, I'm working on a written pattern for this top. So if you prefer that, you can access it on my Etsy shop. I will just put the link on the description box when it's done. Okay, so that's it, and thank you for watching. God bless you.